a goal of mine, and I think that it's achievable. Because I think that you can live that life with $300,000. Probably not $100,000, but $300,000 probably.
It's very different when you're expecting someone else to do it for you versus like, I'm gonna do it myself.
Right.
And then, you know, whoever I'm with will hopefully have a similar mindset and be able to like work towards it with me, and we can
Right.
kind of tackle it together.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, it's like if you have 20K and I have 20K, like we can get so much more done as opposed to myself or
Right.
yourself or me just demanding that you have that. It would never work for me.
Yeah, no, I'm not too fixated on the salary. I still want to be
Stop the cap.
comfortable and hopefully have some of the things that I wasn't able to have, you know, go
Why is the modern world so messed up like this? The world they live in is social media. They live on Instagram. That is their reality. On Instagram, the average makes $1 million. That's what their timeline shows them.
on trips and have kids and have them well taken care of. So whatever that means, it's a cliche saying, but like my best friend growing up, she came from a family of 8, also a blended family like mine, and her mom always said, you always make things work. So I'm like actually not even worried about it, because I think if you just think that I'm gonna make it work, we're gonna make it work.
and overall, just to round out this video, would you say that you're surprised by the statistics I showed you, like the median income of the 31-year-old only being, let me look really quick, $45,000?
Oh yeah, I'm shocked. But then again, like I understand it now that I think back of like different conversations I've had with people, different dates that I've went on. I'm like, that does make a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's also kind of nerve-wracking, because if I'm thinking like, you know, back in the day, like if you would have thought like in high school, like, hey, you know, once I'm 30, you know,
They're learning about the wall. You hear that? Once I'm 30, 30, 30, 30. Magic numbers, 30. Brock, thanks, brother. Love you. Been hearing these hyenas is making me lose IQ points. G-O-Dizzle. How many of these women cried after this recording? Not one, because they went and opened up their DMs to multiple blue check marks, multiple millionaires willing to fly them out, and all they did was laugh and go, fuck, must suck to be an average guy. Didn't know they exist. Fuck, dude, there's losers making only 50K. Yeah, not a single tear was shed, trust me.
you know, everyone thought like, oh, at least for girls, like we're gonna be married, you know, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna be living in this big house, and that's not even like the standard of living currently, or even like the average. So yeah, like that's insane to think about.
Yeah, it's crazy when you have an idea of what you want, but you don't really know what it is you're asking for.
Yeah, you don't know the true value of things until like you're currently experiencing it.
I think just surprised, honestly, because I wouldn't have guessed that. So it's good to know what is more realistic.
I'm definitely shocked, to say the least, especially for me picking 27. I wonder if maybe I would have picked a little bit of an older age.
Made
But
no
it just
difference.
wasn't ideal for where they would be at. But you said people don't even eclipse over 61,000 or
65
65,000 over their life. That's just like,
for the median, yeah.
yeah, for the average of people, it's interesting. So, I mean, I guess it really just depends on what you do for a living. It was a huge takeaway for me. I would have never guessed that number.
Yeah, because even if you go to 30, it's 45,000. 35, 52,000.
Wow.
And when you're a woman who's making, you know,
Wow, boys, you hear that?
30, it's 45,000. 35, 52,000.
Wow.
And when you're a woman who's making
I am effed. No more Pagani for you.
you know, a good amount yourself, it's like you don't even think about a man making less than you. I think
Yeah.
is the mindset that a lot of women have.
I don't know, for myself, because I at a young age just figured out like the type of people to be around and how to invest and turn more money into money and things of that nature. So to know that a lot of people work really hard and never get there is like sad, I guess. Because I don't care if my man makes less money than me. Like, bitch, I'll pay for the trip to Bora Bora, but like, just be cool.
Stop the cap.
What are you talking about? 5,000 square feet, 5 fucking acres, Pagani, F12 Superfast, 458 Italias, trips around the world. You're gonna pick up the tab. 458 Italias are entry level to her. Pagani's is what she wants. As long as she makes more than you and you can take her to Bora Bora, I mean, this is a very informative video. If you're a man watching this, you can filter for this on dates immediately. Immediately, dude. Social media, as degenerate as it is, you can use as an incredible tool for filtering women like this out. Watch the stories she looks at. Watch the accounts she follows, the pictures she posts. All this tells on them. If she is following accounts with high fashion, multi-million ballers, F12 Ferrari Superfast, Pagani, all that shit, if that's what she's following, just know that's what you got to be at. Just step away. How many of them know how to cook, can teach you about cooking? How many of them know how to keep a house clean? How many of them are feminine and want kids? How many of them have babysat, have, watched kids? How many of them said that for the man that makes this kind of money, they would gladly help him along with his business goals, his money-making endeavors, his dreams? How many of them? They all said that they'll pitch in 50%, that you got to make a certain amount, that my babies need to have a room each. Not one fucking word on what to give a man of that kind of value. Sorry, we heard it. It was called loyalness.
Bruh.
So, yeah, that's interesting to know that. Do you feel like a lot of women nowadays are like, I demand this? Like,
Yeah, I do, and I think a lot of it has to do with social media.
yeah, me too.
Just really painting an unrealistic picture of what we should be looking for in a partner. And also just like, if a guy's 25 years old, he's not going to be making $250K. Like it takes a long time to make money.
100%.
And I think people who don't grind and work themselves or come
All
from a
the time.
background where they had
Yeah. And they can't even be bothered. It's an unrealistic ask for her to be home cooking in lingerie and taking the kids to school. Unrealistic ask. Remember that.
to like really work for money or understand the value of a dollar, they don't understand how hard you have to work to make money.
Sure.
And some people, they work their butt off and they never make that much money.
I'm gonna have to accept a man that makes $60,000. And honestly, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like they'd be a lot better, for one, but for two, a man that's gonna come home and not cheat on you.
So were you shocked by the median income of a 32-year-old?
Yeah, that's just insane.
My conclusion is that these questions that you asked me are very important factors in, having a relationship with someone and having a happy, comfortable marriage, having realistic expectations in your life and with a
Link me that channel in the Discord or email me some of his videos, please.
partner, or being in a situation where you're settling, with a partner. It just brings up all those different things. I guess my takeaway from this is that I probably should be studying, different jobs that these men can have because I need to change. Maybe if I really want to find my ideal husband, I need to change, what rooms I'm showing up in.
All right, guys, that is all I have for this video. If you liked it or found it helpful,
Holy shit. That was Courtney Ryan and an absolute shocker of a banger.
Check 1, 2.
It's the relief when your sick little one finally falls asleep. It's seeing your mom happy in her new home. It's the single biggest investment in children's healthcare in Ontario's history. It's care when and where you need it. See all the ways we're connecting you to care.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Let's get it.
Said your wife wants to divorce you?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. She doesn't want you anymore. Okay?
Yeah.
That's a hard reality.
Yeah.
I've had several don't want me anymore. And it hurt, lost weight, gained weight, couldn't sleep, crazy. While that was out there getting chilling out, going to the club, and I'm miserable, wasting time while she's living. It's a real easy answer. You gotta get back out there, and your feelings are the one thing in life that will hurt you from moving forward.
What an attractive woman, and when I say attractive, I don't just mean attractive, I mean even just sexually confident. I mean, what an unbelievably lucrative career that is. Like, I do divorces for people that, you know, a woman walks out with $200-300 million. Right. He was an analyst at Goldman Sachs who built a hedge fund and then sold it, and then used his trading algorithm to build it up to $500 million. She was hot and slept with him for a while, and then stopped and started sleeping with other people and playing tennis and having Botox, and she's going to get half.
I lost $22 million after my divorce. Let's get it.
Imagine being married, 2 kids, awesome full-time job, but you start a side business, and your business is doing very well. You have employees, your spouse is running the book, then it gets really busy, and the business starts growing. And around that time it starts growing substantially, you have a heart issue, and it requires surgery. It's not a big deal, it's not an open heart surgery, but you almost go into AFib a few times, so it's kind of serious. Coming out of that, you realize that, man, I don't have anything for my family to rely on if I die today. What do they have? Yeah, go to work, get things done, grind as much as you can to make their life easier because you may not be here. You realize how fragile life is, so you grind, and you grind, and you put forth the sacrifices that you feel are necessary. But in the meantime, your spouse feels alone and distant.
Uh-oh.
And she confronts you about it, which is what you would expect any decent spouse to do. This isn't what I'd rather be at home, trust me, but I'm having to do what's necessary for us to be comfortable financially. Not to be greedy and have all the money in the world. I don't want that. But enough to be comfortable where money's not an issue. Still got to be smart with it. Still have to be financially sound, but you're not rolling up in a Rolls Royce, you know? I don't want that. But it's not good enough for her. So she starts hanging out with friends while you're at work. And all these friends slept with everybody in town, and they think it's a good idea to start hanging around a guy that can't hold a job, does cocaine on the side. Just a goober. Just a low deadbeat dude, right? So she cheats on you with this guy.
Damn.
She leaves you because you're too busy working. You're not focused on your family or her. You're more focused on your job. But in divorce court, she wants half that business because she found out that you are on your way to go sign a $22 million contract. But instead of signing that contract and going and getting all that work, you say, screw this, I'd rather everything burn to the ground than to give you a penny for all of it. So that's what you do.
Like, that's incredible. Like, do you know what he had to do to get that? And what she had to, I'll that guy for $200 million. Are you kidding me? Like, that's insane. That's incredible. Like, and bless. I mean, I'm not saying that this is the rules of the game, you know, but you can't argue that that's not easier than going to Harvard.
No, for sure. But then the payoff, the trade-off for that is that when they hit a certain age, the value decreases.
Right. Any stock, if you hold it too long, it's going to go down.
Right,
you know?
right.
Like, so play the stock the right way.
All right, guys, so you heard the story for yourself. He says he started working hard after he had some heart issues and realized that he may not be around long enough, and he started dedicating more time to work so that his family could have some resources and appreciate the sacrifice he was making to the risk of his health, to the detriment of his health, right? For the family. And what did she do? She stepped out and she cheated and wanted half of everything. But when she found out that he was about to sign a $22 million contract, she wanted half of the business. He says, F that, lets the business burn, and decides to just move on with the rest of his life. Quick question before I read these comments. What do you think of that? Would you have done the same if you were in this guy's situation? But as always, let's check out these comments to see what people had to say. First comment here comes from a gentleman, and it says, sadly, this is the way the world works. Love the outcome, though. Okay emoji. He responded and said, things are just things. I can rebuild, but she can't. Boom. I feel him, though. I do understand the strategic move in that. He could start a new business. He could use the same contacts. He could destroy that whole LLC, just let it go, rebuild after the marriage. Also, I wonder how long they've been married too, right? Because that probably affects things like alimony and such, depending on the state he's in. Very interesting. I'm curious, guys. Comment down below. Was this like a smart move in your